Hi there. My name is Deaconess Heidi Sias. I am one of the staff members at Lutheran Friends of the Deaf, and I thought I'd make a short video to kind of explain some of the discussion and really struggle that comes with interpreting some things, especially theological texts, by kind of talking you through and giving you a behind-the-scenes look at some of the discussion that happened in interpreting this Psalm 85. There were a couple difficult parts of Psalm 85 that I enlisted some help to do the interpretation to make sure that I got it just right. So one of those parts was Psalm 85 verse 4a, the first half, which was "Restore us again, O God of our salvation." The first inclination would be to sign it "Make us new again," but I wanted to make sure that it captured the entire meaning of restore. So I asked my husband, what is the Hebrew word there for restore? And he said that the Hebrew word is shuf. Sorry if I massacred the pronunciation, that's why I don't do Hebrew, I do ASL. But the word shuf means to turn. And I didn't know that "make us new again" really captured that meaning of to turn. Now, to turn, really you would sign repent usually for to turn. But again, in the psalm it says, "Restore us again, O God." It's asking God to do the work for us. And so repent really kind of puts the work on us. So that's when I enlisted the help of Pastor Tom Dunseth, the director of Lutheran Friends of the Deaf, and also Stacy Wyant, who is one of our teachers for CITI, the Church Interpreter Training Institute, and also an RID, Nationally Certified Interpreter. So we had a couple different suggestions that we thought about using in the psalm. The first one was God, and setting them up as a classifier, and us as a classifier next to God, and then us straying away and God bringing us back, and then saying, "You save us." Now that really shows God doing the work and bringing us back even though we are straying. But there were a couple issues with the how the classifiers were set up. So God as a classifier isn't often used. I don't know that it's wrong, but it just felt a little awkward to us. And then also us as a classifier, this is usually used as a single person. Us is usually a group. So that was a little bit awkward as well. So we thought a little bit more about how we might do that. So the next suggestion was saying God, His people in the group, He touching the group, and the group looking to Him. And that one showed God doing the work, but it didn't really show us ever straying and coming back to God. So we changed it slightly to just say God, His people group, and then we move right, and then He touches, and then we come back to God and look to God. So this was the one I almost used. And then as I looked at the verse again, I saw that it says, "Restore us again, O God." And so it's not a narrative of talking about God's people doing something. It's from us. It's a plea from us to God. And so I wanted to show that in the interpretation. So then we used this tap tap. It's like getting God's attention. You know, God, we are your people group, and then we're straying, and He is touching and bringing us back, and we're looking to Him. And so setting that up as we and getting God's attention was really important in showing that this was us making the plea and not just a narrative about what God's people do. Now, a second part of Psalm 85 that then I looked at again was, "Will you not revive us again?" That word revive is the same Hebrew word, shuf, to turn. And the difference, though, is that this is now a question. Will you not revive us again? And not a statement like the first one. So it was a little harder to do that picture and show that it was a question. So I changed it this way to say, "You change us again." And that is, the eyebrows up indicates the yes or no question. And we're asking God to change us again, and then showing Him doing the work by turning our chin and focusing on God. Now this word shuf, to turn, is actually used 5 times in Psalm 85 by the psalmist. So it's really an important theme that needs to be realized when interpreting the psalm, and to make sure that meaning is captured in there just the right way. So there's a lot of theology that comes with interpreting some of these things and really studying them. These are some of the things that we teach interpreters how to do in the Church Interpreter Training Institute, our CITI program, which we have in Fort Wayne each summer, usually in June. This year it's June 13th to 16th, and we talk about how to research some of these things, really look into them, and then also how to set things up in sign language and the linguistic part of that goes with it. So if you're interested in church interpreting or know someone that is, send them our way for Church Interpreter Training Institute. And for everyone else, I hope it was interesting to you to kind of see some of the work that goes into translating some of these texts. So thanks for your time.